All right. Everybody, welcome to the wave trading video where we're going to be going over confluence trading. This video is probably the most important to understand out of this video series. This is where everything comes together and we talk about how to really apply this to your trading and come up with a real live market trading strategy. So not going to be too long of a video. I just want to walk you through a really sound example. So let's take a look at what we've got over here, okay? So we've got a bearish channel coming through here, and we're going to walk this through in a live market kind of fashion here. Let me bring this down more like that. Bring this guy up. Okay, and I'm going to put a vertical line like maybe like right in here, okay? So let's say we are here at this vertical line and we're able to identify this price channel here using these two touches here and then this guy, and then to get our slope we check down here at these previous interactions and we identify that that this is the best channel for the current price move, okay? So get rid of these. I just want to show you what I'm looking at. All right, so we have this bearish descending channel. We're looking for a decent trade setup. Let's look at something really simple. Let's throw on a counter trend line here. 1, 2, 3. So pull this in. It's going to look something like this. Let me pull it down. And here we are. So we have this counter trend line here. We have a nice support and resistance level. Actually, right now it's just holding as a resistance level. Make it red. Right in this area. So we come up to here. We see a double top formation. We breach the trend line. We're going to soon breach structure. Regardless of which confluence you waited for, your sell trade will be in here. It's going to look something like this, okay? And this is just an example trade that you might take. And what I want to do is I want to show you guys where Elliott wave analysis comes into play and might be helpful, okay? So let's first, right in here, I want to show you guys we have a consolidation zone. Price is just consolidating sideways, no real movement up or down. Okay, and then once we see this strong push out, that's when we can say, okay, it looks like we have a bearish Elliott wave going on. Okay, so what I'm going to do when I see this giant push down is I'm going to say, okay, it looks like we started here. This looks like a solid correction. This is obviously the impulse leg, and we're coming in right in this area. So in this area, this wave 3 is very apparent, and then this is obviously our correction, and then we're looking for where we want to take this trade, okay? So there's two things that Elliott wave does for us coming into the market in this area, looking at what trades we want to take, okay? The first thing it does is it gives us confluence that we are still bearish, and the reason why it gives us confluence that we should still be looking for this sell trade in here is that we know that Elliott wave analysis is telling us that this should be wave 4. Okay, going into a wave 5, right? And we can do some things to check our Elliott wave and see if it makes sense, such as we can check the retracement here, and sure enough, look at this, guys. We had a 61.8 retracement, right? So we can do that. We can also look to see what the extensions look like on this move. Obviously, because wave 3 here was so impulsive, we're not going to get a matching extension, and that's okay. But another thing we can do is we can apply Fibonacci up here on this wave 3, and we can see if we are at another retracement level. And you guys, if you look here, you see that this 38.2 right here is where the market held, right in here. We held at this 38.2. So we have that extra confluence for the entry as well. So that's one way that this Elliott wave is helping us. It's giving us confluence that we do have another downside push in us before we see a reversal. Now, the second thing that this Elliott wave is going to help us do here, it's going to help us with the target level, okay? And here's what I mean by that. Obviously, when it comes to Elliott waves, we've discussed this before, they're very heavily tied to Fibonacci. So as soon as we see a 38.2 retracement hold and we identify that we are in an Elliott wave sequence, we should immediately be looking to target the 27.2 extension for our wave 5 impulse move. Okay, right off the bat, guys, that should be the first thing you think. We might overshoot this for our wave 5 and hit the bottom of our channel down here, or we might fall short and create a double or triple bottom here at the recent lows at the beginning or origin of wave 4 and reverse. And that's something that we're going to definitely look for as we come down here in our trade, right? But think about it, guys. What did Elliott Wave just do for us? A, it told us how we want to manage the trade on the way to our take profit, right? We already know what we're going to be looking for here at these lows to make sure that we're not going to see a quick reversal. And B, it gave us an ultimate target to shoot for, guys. And look how pristine and accurate this target was down here, this 27.2 for this move. It was the time to get out, right? A couple other things, guys, we could have added here. If you look back, and I'm zooming out, there is a very clear demand zone right here. Let me make this green, right? Demand zone, support. If you look back behind that, it was acting as a support and resistance right in here. Make this a different color so you can see what I am talking about. See, so we bounced, we broke through, and you can see the interactions on both sides here. But actually, I would personally raise it to more something like this, right? We're right about what we have over here, where we see that the market broke through and then it held. And I would even, honestly, I'd even bring it up somewhere like this, okay? So the point is, guys, is that this zone down here for our profit taking has a lot of confluence. There's a lot of reasons why we would be wanting it. If I put a horizontal line right where the most confluence is, right where this S&R lines up with the demand and lines up with our 27.2, guys, look at the zone. Let me get rid of this green zone here. This is our profit-taking area right here. It has the most confluence. Okay, so if you've been through the profit-taking training, you know that we look for where everything kind of lines up. Okay, and this is just a general example of how you guys and how we use Elliott waves in our trading, how we implement them. Okay, and one other note that I really want to make, guys, in this video, it's not relevant to this particular trade, but I want to come over here and make it because this is something that I use it for quite often. Okay, if we are in a channel looks like this, and I notice, and this happens quite often, I'm going to show you guys why. Let's say we came into this channel. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we are right here. Okay, the first thing that I want you guys to understand is that by the time you have this channel identified, I want you to ask yourself, where are you most likely in an Elliott wave sequence if you've been able to identify a channel with high level of confidence, right? Most likely you've already got at least 2, and with high confidence you've got 3 bottom valleys here, and you've got at least 2 peaks, okay, before you're really confident. Guys, look at the Elliott wave analysis at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're already coming up on wave 5. Okay, so if you've got this channel identified and you're thinking I've got this beautiful channel and you're ready to come in for a trade, guys, look what happens most of the time. Most of the time, you're coming in for either the last wave or you're coming in even right after that. Because a lot of times what will happen, we'll come up and we'll say, ooh, we've got such a beautiful channel. I'm waiting for price to retrace down here so that I can buy. And guys, by the time that happens, it's time for the reversal. And this is really, really important, guys. We use this all the time when we are looking for our trades. When we come in and we open the charts and we do our analysis, we're gonna check to make sure that we're not approaching what could potentially be an Elliott wave 5, because guys, that is normally, by the time you've identified the trend, that tends to be what happens. Is you come in really late. So a lot of people will ask themselves, I feel like every time I come in and I identify what the best move is, I feel like I lose because the market reverses. Guys, this is why. by the time you get it down, it's Elliott wave 5. And another thing that kind of goes with this is people who struggle with structure, right? And now why might they struggle? Well, price comes down and it's bearish, right? And then what happens? When price reverses, we see that oops, I didn't need to make that a different color. Let's do this. Here we go. Price reverses, okay? And then you're thinking, okay, we're bullish, and then we do this. And a lot of times, people will wait for the bigger structure to break up here, and so, they'll get in even later. But guys, by the time that we break structure right here, okay, and we come back through, and you're saying, okay, we officially made a 2 new highs. I'm fully confident that we are bullish. Guys, look at this. There's only one more move left to the upside before the Elliott wave sequence completes. So what do you think happens a lot of the time to retail traders? They're not catching the moves until it's too late. And that's something that I really want you guys to focus on and understand, because I can't tell you how much it improved our trading to be able to identify when we might potentially be running into a reversal spot. And guys, oftentimes it's going to come right here when you can clearly see that you really only have one wave left before that current Elliott completes, okay? So go through, apply this to your trading, see for yourself. Hope you guys got value from this video, and as always, I'll see you next time.